Daichi Kamada has signed a new one-year contract at Crystal Palace, and to say that I am over the moon would be an understatement. I have to say it's something that when the season came to an end back in May in Leipzig, where of course we went on to win the UEFA Conference Final, beating Rayo Vallecano, I just assumed that that would be the end of it, that he would move on, having fulfilled the 2 years that he initially signed up for when joining from Lazio, and that would be that. But instead, we have Daichi Kamada for another 12 months at the football club. He will not be moving on, and probably more importantly in the immediate future, he will not be joining Oliver Glasner at Nottingham Forest. There was all sorts of worry amongst the Palace fan base that he would wave goodbye and ride off into the sunset and we would never see him again. Obviously, back when Oliver Glasner was still unattached to any other football club, there were rumours linking him with a move to AC Milan. I think if he had made that move to the San Siro, then Daichi Kamada would almost certainly have followed him to Italy. Of course, he previously was with Lazio anyway. But as time dragged on, and as Daichi Kamada remained in a state of limbo about his immediate future, he had to make a decision, and he gave some quotes following on from a Japanese fixture at the World Cup. I can't remember exactly which one now, in which he said, and I'm not quoting directly, but the inference is the same: I want to be at Crystal Palace, it's the best place for me to be, it's in London, they're in Europe, I'm comfortable there, it's the best place for me to play my football. And that was music to Palace fans' ears, including myself. And then, of course, Oliver Glasner makes that move to Nottingham Forest. You have him on a £12 million a year contract, and with a very solid transfer budget, there were plenty of people clutching their pearls, understandably, and wondering and worrying whether or not Daichi Kamada would be following his former gaffer to the City ground. But it seems, well, it doesn't seem, it's been officially announced now by Crystal Palace after an initial tweet from Fabrizio Romano that he is signing a one-year extension, that he will be with us throughout the 26-27 season, and it feels like a major piece of the jigsaw. You know, we have had all sorts of speculation over the last couple of weeks about Maxence Lacroix potentially moving on. You've got the uncertainty over Daichi. We don't know what's happening with JP. He may well be a transfer target with Nottingham Forest, we're not sure. Dean Henderson was said to be having contract talks a week ago. There hasn't been any formal announcement of any breakthrough there, but quite clearly there is a desire from the Crystal Palace hierarchy to ensure that our key pieces of the puzzle remain on our books, and Daichi Kamada unquestionably is one of those. You know, it's fair to say that the first 12 months he spent with us were not glittering. You know, it wasn't as if he hit the ground running in the Premier League. I think he had to get to grips with the pace, the physicality, the general game of the Prem. But since the new season began, and to be honest, at the back end of the last one, he was just fantastic. And, you know, I think you can look towards the FA Cup run, the FA Cup quarter-final against Fulham, the semi against Villa, the final against Manchester City, and then from the beginning of this season, really, he has become a darling of the fans. You know, the song is there now, we will sing his name regularly, he feels loved. I think, you know, he isn't someone who's necessarily that expressive on or off the pitch. He tends to keep himself quite quiet, but you can tell that he really has bought into the Palace ethos. And I just wanted to jump on quickly this afternoon to express my joy at the news, because I think most Palace fans, if we had seen him move on, whether it be to Nottingham Forest or anywhere else, it would have felt like quite a sizable hole that we would have had to fill. But instead, we know that we have him for the entirety of the 26-27 season. You never know, we might even see Chet Decore back fully fit and able to vie for his position in the centre of midfield. Keep your fingers crossed. Cheers.